Did you know most dogs today are eating far more than their bodies were ever designed to handle? And the scariest part is, most owners genuinely believe they're doing everything right. They follow feeding guides, buy premium food, and give treats out of love. Yet, dog obesity has quietly become one of the biggest health threats in the modern pet world. Dogs didn't evolve to eat constant, unlimited food. For thousands of years, their ancestors survived on irregular meals and natural movement. Today, food is always available, treats are everywhere, and activity levels are lower than ever. What makes this problem so dangerous is that extra weight on a dog doesn't look dramatic at first. It builds slowly, invisibly, pound by pound, and because dogs don't complain, owners assume everything is fine. But inside their body, something very different is happening. When a dog carries excess weight, their joints absorb pressure they were never meant to handle. Every step places additional strain on the hips, knees, and spine. Over time, cartilage wears down faster, inflammation increases, and mobility decreases. What often looks like aging is frequently just mechanical overload from carrying too much weight. And it's not just the joints. Fat tissue itself is active, releasing inflammatory compounds into the bloodstream. This chronic inflammation affects organs, hormones, and immune function. It raises the risk of diabetes, stresses the heart, and reduces lung capacity. This is why many overweight dogs struggle to breathe properly during exercise. They tire faster, pant more, and start avoiding movement, which only makes them gain more weight, creating a silent, vicious cycle. Owners often say things like, "Oh, my dog is just big-boned," or "This breed is supposed to be chunky." But in reality, most breeds are meant to be lean, athletic, and have a visible waistline. You should be able to feel their ribs without pressing hard. You should see a clear waist when looking at them from above. These visual markers are far more reliable than just the number on a scale. Now, let's talk about the feeding guidelines printed on dog food bags. This is another hidden problem. These numbers are often inflated. They're usually designed for extremely active dogs, not the average house pet that sleeps most of the day. Following those recommendations blindly can easily lead to overfeeding by hundreds of calories every single day. And then we add treats. Most owners dramatically underestimate how many calories are packed into treats. One small biscuit can be the equivalent of a full extra meal for a small dog. Even for large dogs, the calories from training treats, table scraps, dental chews, and those just one more rewards stack up incredibly quickly. You have to remember, dogs don't understand moderation. Their instinct tells them to eat whenever food is available, a survival strategy from when food was scarce. That instinct still exists today, even though their food bowl is never empty. Another common mistake is confusing food with love. Feeding becomes an emotional act. Treats become a symbol of affection. Giving extra food helps relieve our guilt about being away from them. We feel good giving it, and the dog gets excited, creating a feedback loop that feels positive but slowly damages their health. True love for your dog isn't measured by how much food you give them. It's measured by how long and how well they can live. Overfeeding doesn't just shorten their lifespan, it severely reduces their quality of life. Overweight dogs experience more pain, fatigue, and sensitivity to heat. They also recover much slower from injuries or surgery. Study after study consistently shows that lean dogs live significantly longer than overweight dogs of the same breed. Even a small reduction in body fat can dramatically improve mobility, energy, breathing, and even their mood. Many owners tell me that once their dog lost the extra weight, it was like they suddenly had a puppy again. So, let's get practical and talk about portion control. Most people just eyeball their dog's food. They scoop without measuring, pouring until the bowl looks full. Unfortunately, our eyes are terrible at estimating portions. Even a small daily overage accumulates into pounds over months. Using a proper measuring cup or a kitchen scale makes a huge difference. And here's a critical point. You should be feeding for your dog's ideal weight, not their current weight. Many owners keep feeding amounts meant for a heavier dog, which completely prevents any weight loss from happening. Meal timing also matters. Free feeding, where food is left out all day, removes their natural hunger regulation. Dogs end up snacking constantly instead of eating structured meals. Scheduled feeding times create better digestion, better appetite control, and allow you to monitor any changes in their eating habits. Of course, exercise is the other half of the equation. Walking your dog isn't just optional entertainment, it's essential biological maintenance. Daily movement keeps their joints lubricated, muscles strong, metabolism active, and their mind stable. Even short, consistent walks are far better than one long, occasional outing. Mental stimulation is also key to reducing food obsession. Bored dogs often fixate on eating because it's the most exciting part of their day. Enrichment toys, training games, and long sniffing walks can redirect their attention away from constant hunger. An often overlooked factor is neutering and spaying. After the procedure, a dog's metabolism often slows down while their appetite can increase. If you don't adjust their food portions accordingly, weight gain is almost inevitable. Many owners continue feeding the same amount and unknowingly trigger this change. Age plays a role too. Puppies burn calories like crazy. Adult dogs slow down. Senior dogs slow down even more. Your dog's feeding plan must evolve over their lifetime. What worked for them as a puppy could be harmful to them as a senior. Breed tendencies also matter. Some breeds, like Labradors, Beagles, Cocker Spaniels, and Bulldogs, are particularly prone to overeating and obesity. Knowing your breed's risk helps you prevent problems before they even start. And don't forget hydration. Sometimes dogs seem hungry when they're actually just thirsty. Providing constant access to fresh water helps regulate their appetite signals and supports healthy digestion. Let's also touch on emotional feeding. We often give our dogs food when we feel lonely, stressed, or guilty. The dog becomes part of our emotional coping mechanism. This creates unhealthy associations and reinforces begging behavior. And speaking of begging, it's a learned behavior. Dogs repeat what works. If begging gets them food, even once in a while, they will keep doing it. Ignoring begging feels hard, but reinforcing it is what truly harms your dog's health in the long run. The healthiest dogs live in households where food is structured, consistent, and not driven by emotion. Here's something most people don't realize. Dogs don't stop eating when they're full, like we do. Their hunger hormones evolved for survival, not for a world of abundance. They rely on you, their owner, to regulate their food intake responsibly. That means you are your dog's appetite control system. If you overfeed, your dog will not stop themselves. They trust you completely. That's a powerful responsibility. When owners finally correct their feeding habits, the transformation can be dramatic. Energy increases, playfulness returns, joint stiffness improves, and breathing becomes easier. Even their coat quality gets better. Weight management isn't about starving your dog, it's about feeding smarter, not more. Now, I know some people feel that reducing food is cruel, but chronic overfeeding is far more harmful. A temporary hunger adjustment passes quickly. Joint damage and organ strain do not. Dogs adapt to portion changes within a few days as their bodies and hormones recalibrate. And that myth that dogs look sad when eating less. In reality, dogs mirror our emotions. If you project guilt and anxiety around feeding time, your dog will pick up on it. A calm, confident feeding routine creates a calm dog. Your dog does not measure your love in calories. They measure it in safety, routine, attention, play, and connection. Here's something even more important. Many behavioral issues are made worse by overfeeding. Excess weight increases physical discomfort. That discomfort can increase irritability, which can then lead to reactivity. Suddenly, a dog seems grumpy or difficult when the real issue is just physical strain. Weight loss often improves behavior without any other training changes. And think about this. Dogs don't get to choose their lifestyle. They live inside the choices we make for them. Every scoop, every treat, every skipped walk adds up. Over time, those small daily choices decide whether your dog ages comfortably or struggles silently. If your dog could choose, would they want 5 extra years of healthy life or 5 extra treats today? Most of us don't realize we're trading their lifespan for our own convenience. The good news is, this is completely reversible in most cases. You don't need expensive food or extreme diets. You just need awareness, consistency, and discipline. Start by measuring your dog's food accurately. Reduce treats by half and replace them with praise or play. Increase their daily movement gradually. And track their body condition visually, not emotionally. Small daily changes compound into massive long-term benefits. The biggest mistake isn't just overfeeding, it's assuming your dog's current weight is normal simply because it's common. Obesity has become so widespread that overweight dogs now look normal to many people. But normal does not mean healthy. Healthy dogs look leaner than most people expect. And once you see the difference, you can't unsee it. In the next video, I'm going to reveal the single feeding habit that quietly shortens dogs' lifespans faster than anything else, and how fixing it can add years to your dog's life without changing food brands or spending more money. If this video helped you see your dog's health differently, make sure to hit the like button so more owners can learn this too. Subscribe for more science-backed dog care and behavior content. And comment below, have you ever realized you might be overfeeding without knowing it? Your experience can help other owners. Thanks for watching.